Okay, Julian, I just thought to do a quick video because it's probably easier to discuss the differences between my lofting here and yours. Now, I'm not sure how you generated this. There's a couple of things that you can see um, via um, the approximation lines that you can see in this Red SDK draft renders. Firstly, this is your file, the last one you attached. What I notice here is that this has got a line here. Not that that is an issue, but if you look at mine, there's no additional line. Now, what I did, obviously, to get a primitive of your stub, I sliced it a bit further back, and then used the facet editing tool, and then pulled it on the Z-axis. That's potentially, obviously, where you've probably got a loft profile, I take it, because it looks like it's going back in again. So there must have been another one originally further back. But don't think that's really the issue. I think the issue really is the hub itself. Now, although I said extend the face, I think the top one's fine. It's more the bottom one, to make sure you've got some material outside the body to minimize failure. But the top one, you can keep that as it was, because I don't think I have altered that one, because that's within the body anyway. And I think you might have trouble putting that radius on once you've filleted all these. So I'd leave the top but just extend the bottom. I mean, I'll attach my file so you can see how I did it, and I've obviously got part tree on as well, but obviously for best practice it's sometimes better to explode it down to an ACIS solid once you're happy with it. But basically, like we've done before, inspecting geometry using the edit tool, because it gives you a good idea of continuous faces. Now, if you notice yours, this is split into two parts, and obviously it's then split around here and set into different ones. Now, like I say, I don't know how you constructed this, whether you did actually do how I did it, or you've just extended just the faces beyond. But I think this is what's adding to the problem. I mean, the stub is good, because that, as you highlight it, look, you've got continuous faces all the way around, highlighting the whole exterior faces. Now, when I go to mine, as you can see when I highlight it, just sure it's probably because select it. That. As you can see, this is now right round to that point there, just before that other stub. You can see it's one continuous curved face. It's not split into two, and the approximation lines are a lot less. It looks a lot smoother. Like I say, the only place I've extended it is at the bottom here. And again, when you look at this, I've not got that extra line that we've got in this one, so it does. So it's a much smoother. It looks like that's coming back in again. But like I say, I think the main problem is having that as a continuous face. Because if you notice why it's doing that, it's obviously seeing the original for some reason. A little glitch there, but still. That's not what we're talking about at the moment. So, as you can see there, look, we've got another continuous face. I mean, when you look at some of the approximation lines, they don't look quite right, because obviously the way it's lofted vertically, it doesn't always, these approximation lines don't always line up where, strictly speaking, where the curves of the lofting profiles where the node points are. That's not important. The shape is reasonably good to yours, because obviously I used a tracing method by slicing your original geometry to get some lines to trace to get the shape. But when we engage the filleting tool, you'll notice what happens in that I only appear to have one node there on that face. Look, obviously you can see sometimes turn snaps off as well, because they can be annoying. But as you can see there, look, I've only got one node where it's meeting the hub body, and when I compare that to yours, I've got quite a few more, which is possibly what's causing the error. Like I said, I don't think it's that line there. I think it's more this face here. It's just must be getting confused. Certainly with it falling on this approximation line, that node there, look. So obviously when I highlight that, look, you're not getting a sweep all the way around. It's all individuals, although we've got round vertex engaged, so it's telling us that it's not picking that whole loop where this one is. See, as soon as I hover the cursor over there, look, you can see the whole of that outside go white, because obviously I'm in draft render mode. So if I put, obviously I've got 0.75 in there, and certainly the first one sweeps really quickly. As you can see there, it's nice and smooth. Second one, obviously I'm in draft render as well as recording this video. I know there's a little glitch there, like that probably extended but even that, I think it gets rid of that, because obviously I'm doing this as a test. And again, you can see there that the loop is complete, so it's not having to think about, how do I join up to the other loop. It's obviously not in yours, however you created this hub body, it's not seeing it as a continuum. So that's what the filleting tool likes. It likes to see, and you can obviously see how I've highlighted that node. It's giving me a ghost of what the filleting's going to look like. Say the second one usually does take, and obviously I've got the part tree enabled. Like I say, we are getting, your stubs are just big enough. We've got a bit of meat there left still. So that's not the reason why it was failing before. But like I say, it's obviously to do with this hub. Originally when I was trying to extend the bottom, with having your holes already in here, it was stopping the... So if you notice, what you can do, you highlight that face, I can grab hold of the Z-axis, and strictly speaking, it's probably not doing it now I've added those, but strictly speaking, before I added these, you could extend that down. Obviously this is different now, so obviously that's not what we're talking about here anyway. I just thought I'd explain what you can do sometimes, but obviously with now having these filleted, you can't, strictly speaking, extend that face. But like I say, the top you can leave that, it's just at the bottom. But I'll attach this file anyway, because it might save you a bit of time. Like I say, the part tree is enabled on this, so you can see the original solid there, look, that I used from your original profile. Actually, your original is on a as I move this, I think it's 29 inches in the y-axis further up, but obviously I just wanted to obviously do a copy, and as you can see what I did to get the approximation, the loft lines. I've sort of hinted on this before sometimes what I do. Let's just go into if I go into the layers and turn on the original geometry layer, and as you can see, look, I've got into wireframe now, so you can see I've gone to the left view, the way I split it up. So I've got some lines to work to get you know, the radiuses to the right angle. Obviously, when you look at this in wide view, the approximation lines, when you've got degenerative faceting ticked, it doesn't always look right, but if you untick that, you can see more of the actual shape, and you can see it's got nice shape to it. Like I say, it's obviously, you know, it's getting, you know, ideally get this as one face. I think it's that middle node where these met, and with it not, when you highlight when you've got the fillet tool engaged and you highlight, you don't see a complete path. You know, there's going to be probably issues. So hopefully that helps. And obviously anybody else that's having similar issues, look at what you look at the geometry and engage the facet tool just to see if you can get continuous faces. So with something really as complex as this, where there's loads of curves meeting, you want to minimise loads of individual paths for the ACIS tool to try and negotiate. If you've got one sweep around the edges, then, you know, hopefully it will fill it to what you want. So anyway, enough waffling. I'll attach this file to the post I'm just about to do, and hopefully that will help you move forward. Thanks for watching.